struggling and we are trying to make it for the few who manage to survive. Actually, we hear of snake bites very often. At least in a week, you can't miss a case of snake bites for those who are telling us. So snake bites issues are here frequently.
After a venomous snake bite, every minute is critical. For rural victims, getting to hospital in many parts of the world is difficult enough, and a land barrier when transport is already a challenge can mean certain death or lead to a life of disability and economic devastation for entire families. If you're bitten in any of the villages to the north of the Galana River, getting to the nearest health center can be hours by foot.
From the village to the clinic, it's almost like 27 kilometers. You see, it's a quite distance. When somebody is bitten by snake from down the village to the clinic, it's always a chance of 50-50 because transport itself is a challenge from the village to the clinic. Sometimes you end up carrying people like babies on the back because maybe there's no communication, because there is no electricity for charging up our phones to make sure that you have an effective communication. The motorbikes we use here, they are not all that sufficient.
But the nearest health center, a dispensary, likely won't have antivenom or a skilled health worker to administer the drug, let alone the training to treat a snakebite. A referral to the next hospital equipped to treat is in Malindi, 100 kilometers away, at least an hour and a half by car. In the absence of any transport, a victim must get to the main highway another 6 kilometers in hopes of flagging a motorist to assist. But to get to the highway, they first have to cross this.
This causeway has lost more than 2 people, in my understanding, who had to die just because of difficulties in crossing.
A man-made river crossing, a bridge of sorts to get to treatment. But that's seldom the reality.
There are cases whereby when it is rainy season, this river is full and you can't cross easily. Because when the river is high, we normally have a problem of crossing, and the river itself has got crocodiles, and the crossing way is a challenge. We normally have a line which you can see over the other side. We call it a flyover, or locally we call it a basket. The basket itself is not quite sufficient because sometimes it's not working. So when you have such cases, it's always a very big challenge. It's always a very big challenge. And as we know, time is very precious with snake bites. And we waste a lot of time on the causeway here. So it's always another thing of like prayer, fingers crossed, we reach to the better health center where we can get the best facilities, which is always, we normally pray, that's what I can say, yeah.